Yo, that's kind of gay, bro. Johan, bro. Kind of gay, bro. Kind of gay. I'm kind of gay. Bro. Kind of gay, bro. That's kind of gay, bro. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I'm MrFonrath, and today we return with Monster, episode 26. Previously, we met Johan again. It's been a while since we've seen Johan in person, but apparently, and I was really honestly surprised at last episode, but he actually showed up at the very end. We met two new characters, Carl and I think Lotte or something. I could be wrong. Carl was looking for his biological parents, even though he has completely good, foster parents, but, he has some memories with, his biological mother, who then they separated, and then the mother probably died or something. Some stuff happened, and I suspect that Johan was involved. And then at the end, Johan just kind of came up to them and introduced himself. Now, honestly, I personally predicted that if Johan was gonna show up at some point, it would be during some sort of big event, because it had been a while since we had seen Johan in person, not in some flashback. Apparently, he's just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna show up in some random episode with some random people. Fuck it, why not? And so, hopefully, we'll see what Johan is up to in episode 26.
And you haven't touched a drink since, is that correct?
Absolutely. Not even a drop. I got my first big case since becoming a private investigator.
Well, that's very good news.
Dr. Reichfein, how would you judge this fellow?
What do you mean?
Using your knowledge of physiognomy, I thought maybe you could tell me what kind of young man appears in this photograph.
I don't practice physiognomy. Richard, I'm
Is that the Edmund guy
some kind of quack
that supposedly killed himself?
Psychic.
But you have a well-acknowledged reputation. You're able to predict someone's behavioral traits from just a single glance, right?
That's the result of many
That's some
years of
bullshit.
accumulating information
That's
from
some straight
observing
bullshit.
patients.
Then can you use all of those years of acquired wisdom to tell me if this
Like, there's
guy
a
looks
limit
like
to
con
cold
man?
reading. Like, you can't you can't really do it from like a picture. The picture could be old. People's tastes change very quickly. There are many types of people, right? Some people, for instance, when they are being taken a picture of, they like stiffen up, or they try to look presentable for the camera. So it's always hard to tell from like it. I'm just saying, I don't think you can cold read from a picture. You can cold read in person, sure, but like from a picture, I think you just can't.
Con man.
I mean, maybe
That's
some
not
small
possible.
details,
A man
but
with a
like,
face like his couldn't fool anyone. Even if he tried some kind of con, he'd be easily found out.
Uh-huh. What are the odds that he'd commit suicide?
Absolutely none at all. People with faces like his would never kill themselves.
Well, I must say, Doctor, your observations seem to be pretty convincing and give me quite a lot to think about. The young man in the photograph is Edmund Farren, an impersonator who actually passed himself off as Shuval's son for a while.
He eventually gave himself away.
supposedly.
Not really. Mr.
Again,
Shuval bought
I think in reality, Johan was probably captured this kid, held him prisoner, held him alive, and then pretended to be him while visiting the old guy, Shuval or whatever. And then when shit got a little bit too close, or people started snooping around, then he went back and killed the prisoner, and then made it look like a suicide, and then blamed all of it on him.
every detail of his deception. It wasn't your typical run-of-the-mill scam artist, you know? I myself had a lot of trouble figuring out he was a complete fraud. Even now, some pieces of the mystery about him still remain. How did Farren know so much about Shuval's missing son? Where did he get the information, and who supplied it?
The secret
Come
wounds.
on now, Martin. Think of it as a favor for an old friend. At least let me take a look at the suicide note, huh?
The handwriting's been analyzed. Without a doubt, the kid wrote it himself, okay? Look, you're an outsider now, Richard. I can't justify bending the rules.
The two kids who found the body, Carl Neumann and Lotta Frank, didn't they work at the same part-time job as Edmund Farren?
They were just friends, that's all.
Well, maybe they weren't such good friends.
You have no idea how much trouble you put us through. We spent countless hours hunting down that serial killer and had him in our sights. But you were drunk as hell and killed him. Believe me, it was no picnic cleaning up your mess. Now, if you'll excuse me, I haven't got time to waste on simple suicides. I'm a very busy investigator with important criminal cases.
Wait, so that guy just said we spent a lot of effort to get that serial killer and then you ended up killing him? Isn't that a good thing? Huh? Your entire job is to prevent crime, stop criminals. So what? Okay, you killed him. Okay, shit happens, right? It's not a big deal. You still succeeded in stopping the criminal. What's the problem here?
I presume everything's been preserved, right?
Yeah, he shouldn't have killed him, but like, still.
They'll be removing all of the deceased's effects sometime today.
Damn it! When did Slowpoke Martin become so efficient? Don't worry, I won't be more than a couple of minutes. Must have hung his rope from this pipe in the ceiling. And it appears that he wrote a suicide note at this desk. Here's a paper he was in the middle of writing. The birth of tragedy, process and reality, world views on psychology. Huh. Par for the course for a philosophy student. These must be the materials he was using for his paper. Caesar's Gallic Wars? Now what was he doing with this book? Seems out of place. Spanish? Or it could be Latin? I can't read a word of it. This is the only passage underlined in the book.
Better go down and get a bunch of boxes.
Okay.
Start with the books. It's gonna take a while.
I'm on it. Hey, don't work too hard, guys. Could you translate this passage for me? The part that's underlined in red ink.
Huh? This is just ridiculous. It's gonna be your fault if I flunk my class. Can't believe I'm doing this for you.
I appreciate it.
It says I can no longer continue to deceive.
What was the last thing you said?
I don't know. Now, if you don't mind, I'm busy, okay?
So I can no longer continue to deceive, huh? Where have I heard that before?
In the suicide note.
So, you like coming here too?
Hey, we met a few days ago. Johan, right? Hey, thanks for the hand. Oh man, kinda scary up here, huh?
It's not scary at all.
Johan, come down from there! Come on, stop it! I'm serious! You're gonna fall!
Do you come up here a lot?
Yeah. Around this time, the lights start coming on and the neighborhood looks beautiful.
Come down from there, it's dangerous! Do you come here a lot? Yeah, it's very beautiful, and during the... That's such an NPC thing to do. I mean, stop! You violated the law! Pay the court a fine, or... Oh, must have been the wind.
It's something I've wanted for a long time.
Really?
Yeah, I guess because I never really had anything like that when I was growing up. So tell me, what's your family like? Oh, got it. Not something you want to talk about. Wish I could say the same. Being bounced from one foster home to another made it important.
If you don't mind, I'd like to hear your story.
Huh?
Tell me everything you remember.
This is just sloppy police work. I can no longer continue to deceive, and those words are supposed to be proof he was writing a suicide note? That wasn't a suicide note. Foreign was just working on translating a Latin phrase from this book.
Yeah, but I don't think it was the police who set it up like that. You know, I think most likely Johan, you know, if I'm right, Johan probably saw that phrase written down and figured, oh, that's a great way to make it look like it was a suicide, right?
So anyway, that's my story. It's very strange, but I feel like I can talk to you about almost anything in the world.
Tell me one more thing. That rich father of yours. Are you talking about Shuvald?
He's not gonna push him or anything. He's gonna just pat him on the back. Yo, that's kind of gay, bro. Johan, bro.
Tears in your eyes.
Kind of gay, bro.
Are you
Kind of gay.
crying for
I'm
me?
you know, kind of gay, bro. Kind of gay, bro. That's kind of gay, bro. Though I wonder what Johan's plan here is, getting close to Carl.
I want him to get to know me first, and then maybe Shuvald will grow to like me. If I tell him the truth now, he won't believe it, because he just doesn't trust me yet. He could completely reject me, and think that the only reason I'm coming forward is because I'm after his money. Seems like money.
Oh. Oh. Fuck, man. Shit. I think I just figured things out. So, remember that one time when the Shuvald or whatever was saying, oh, he might be the one, or something, 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 right? He was talking about Johan. Now, was he talking about Johan pretending to be Edmund? Don't know. Maybe Johan is also one of the readers, and maybe Johan was pretending to be the son. And now, Johan went to the real son, asked him for his life story. And he was like, sure, bro, I'll tell you absolutely everything. What do you think is gonna happen if someone who tries to pretend to be you now knows your entire life story? Yeah, the deceit is gonna be much stronger. He essentially just told Johan his entire life story, and now Johan can just pretend to be him. Or, you know, pretend to be the son. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the whole point.
Well, we can't just do nothing. Your father is in a deep depression, and we have to come up with a way to get him out of it.
I see you're worried about him, but don't know what to do.
Huh?
I have an idea that I think might work.
I can no longer continue to deceive. Edmund wrote these words, but they weren't meant to be a suicide note. In his dorm room, I found this Latin book. Caesar's Gallic Wars, and he was working on translating this underlined portion from it, which means his death might not have been a suicide. I don't have conclusive proof. It's just my gut feeling based on many years of police detective work. Have you been listening to a word I said? Anything at all?
No. Not really.
Why'd you even hire the guy?
It doesn't matter now.
Don't say that. It does matter. You have to believe me. If I'm right that Edmund didn't commit suicide, there's a possibility that your life's in danger.
That dear lad. He was my son, and I can't bring him back. Nothing matters.
I've already told you the facts. Everything about him, including his birth, was completely unrelated to you. He was a fake, a con. That's precisely what he did to you, Mr. Shuvald. He deceived you. I can feel it. There is a far greater evil lurking somewhere behind this case.
Sometimes in life, even if we want to, there are things we can't do over and we can't ever make right. They're gone. Can't you understand that?
Yes, I understand. Only too well. This isn't over yet. Good day to you, sir.
Good day, sir.
I guess you could think of it as an international rights agreement to secure and protect the civil liberties of children in countries all around the world. That's what I'm currently working on in my law class anyway.
You said Shuvald went bankrupt 3 times in the past?
Yes. After each one of them, he would just disappear. And when he'd reappear, he'd start from scratch and work to regain his fortune. Mr. Shuvald told me during one of our Friday reading sessions how this experience re-energized him, gave him new strength. Everybody has a place to go where they can feel good.
Hey guys, that's that. Mission accomplished.
All right, let's go.
Aren't you going to tell me where we're going?
It's a surprise.
I don't think this guy even cares. You know, at this point, he's so old, he's like, whatever.
I just want information on MrFonrath, the boy who died recently.
I had 2 pairs of visitors. Each said he was Shuvald's kid. Yeah, that's who I saw.
You're positive about this? He said that he was Hans-Georg Shuvald's son?
Are you sure this is the right spot?
Hans Gaylord Shuvald?
It should be right around here.
Care to tell me the name of this surprise?
Well, as a matter of fact, we brought you out to visit Owenburg Woods, sir.
So, I am guessing he is
Can
blind,
you see the
right?
lake from here?
Yeah. Or at least very,
The
very
leaves here always
almost
get so
blind.
beautiful in the fall.
Yeah, very much so.
And he's old. Oh.
Wait, something is missing. What happened to the wrens? Why don't I hear the chirping of the wrens?
Yeah, I know. I'm so sorry. This place has changed. They've turned it into a construction site.
You can't hear them, Carl? If you listen very carefully, you can make them out. Little birds delightfully chirping in the trees. Many apples have ripened and fallen to the ground. Here. And when you turn in this direction...
I mean, he's good, but the better question is, how did you know they were going to be here? I mean, yes, I know that he, told them about the place and, he kind of came up with the idea, but my point is, was he just waiting here, or, was he part of the plan? It seemed like these two were, surprised to see him here, so...
You will see a spectacular sight. Autumn leaves ablaze in color in the afternoon sun, reflected on the calm surface of the water, like in a huge mirror. You must see it. Don't you, sir? It's hard to believe such wonders exist.
That's the thing, right? He describes it as if he's been there. Most likely.
I see it. I can see it.
You told me that you had 2 pairs of visitors, and you mentioned that the black-haired boy brought a girl with him. So then, that means the blonde brought someone.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did have somebody with him. That kid kept mumbling his words. I could barely understand what he was talking about. The gorgeous boy who came along with him ended up doing the talking. He
Fucking told you. I fucking told you from the beginning. Johan was in control of this Edmund guy the whole time.
was the one giving me the lowdown.
But, I've started to think that there's more to it. Or, because at first I thought Johan's plan was kind of impersonating this Edmund guy and then kill him before people find out. But I think there's more
And
to
hey,
it.
truth be told, if his good-looking pal would have turned around and claimed he was Shuvald's son, I wouldn't have had any trouble believing him.
Who's the other guy? Tell me.
Oh, fuck me. God. Yeah, I mean, God. What the fuck is Johan doing? What's, like, I'm not sure what the end game for Johan is here. I'm trying to think what could Johan possibly get from manipulating this Edmund guy and then eventually killing him? Yeah, I'm just missing too much information right now. It's very clear that Johan's manipulating Carl, as well as now this Schuwald's guy, but like, to what end? To what end? I really don't know. Really hard to say, honestly. I feel like there's a lot of puzzle pieces, but I'm missing a couple. I'm just missing a couple of puzzle pieces that are like core pieces, right? Like I can't see the whole picture yet because of these missing pieces. I can't put the pieces together because I'm missing the links. Johan asked for the entire life story of this guy, this Carl guy. I suspected that, he would use that information to pretend to be the son, which could still be the case. However, if Johan had been impersonating, or like going to see the old guy and read to the old guy in place of Edmund, I think at the end here, the old guy would have noticed, right? Although I can think of a potential solution to that problem, which is if Edmund was always under the control of Johan, right? Johan could have changed the days. So Thursday, even though it's supposed to be Edmund going, in reality, Johan kept going on Thursday, right? And then on Friday, that Edmund guy took his place on Friday. Essentially, Edmund and Johan switched the days. But the question remains, would the old guy not recognize Johan's voice? I think if Johan had been pretending to be the son in place of Edmund, I think the old guy definitely would have recognized his voice. Or the way he speaks, or something along those lines. Unless Johan is very, very good at, like, changing how he speaks, or, like, his voice. Maybe impersonating Edmund, or something along those lines. I don't know. It's hard to say. But yeah, I feel like I'm missing one, maybe two pieces of the puzzle here. And we just don't know what Johan's, like, final objective here is. I think for now, my thought process, my theory is that this moment where they talked, Carl told Johan of his life story, I think this is a very important moment. I think him telling Johan, like, his entire life story and all the information gives Johan too much information, and now Johan has all the information he needs to, like, I guess, pretend to be the son? But maybe not, actually. Fuck, I don't know. If we assume that maybe Johan was giving Edmund advice and, like, kind of told him what to say and stuff, I suppose it makes sense. Like the fake Margot said, the handsome boy that was with him, with Edmund, if he said that he was the son of the guy, I would have believed him immediately, right? That's what Margot said. So it could be that maybe Johan was giving Edmund some tips, in terms of what to say and stuff, how to behave. Now that he's dead, even the old guy, while talking to the private investigator, said that, oh, my son is dead or something. My thought process of Johan maybe just went on Thursday and Friday, but he's so good at disguising his voice that it doesn't even matter. Right, so he pretended to be Edmund on Thursday, pretending to be the son, right? And then on Friday, he went as himself, as Johan, right? Meanwhile, the real Edmund was trapped in that room, slowly dying. When the time came, Johan killed him. Or something. I don't know. I think for now, I just don't have enough info. Who knows? Point is, I am loving, and I mean loving, that we are getting more Johan. I was missing him. I was missing him for a while. Hopefully, we don't leave this storyline like halfway done and then go back to Tenma. I'm hoping that they're gonna finish this, you know, little mystery with this Edmund guy and like, you know, and Carl, and regardless, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in episode 27 of The Monster. Later.